Good morning, afternoon, evening to everyone. I am here today. Unlike Max can't point to me correctly.
She's back.
I'm back. I had, where I took a trip, and so I wasn't able to use Wi-Fi
She is a trip.
last weekend.
She is a trip.
I am a trip as well.
It's true.
Let's see who is here.
Hey, Jojo.
I heard everybody missed me last week, and I'm sorry I couldn't be here. I missed you all too.
I missed you more than anyone.
So we have Thomas, and then my mom. We have Kay, Benjamin, Thomas.
Hey, Kathy, Thomas thank already. You. Come back later.
Betsy. Just a few of you watching today. Maybe we'll have more people pop in soon.
There's lots of virtual conferences going on, which is where Kathy is off to one now. There's one going on up here, OGS. So, yeah.
Oh, Devin is the first speaker, and she was our guest a couple weeks ago.
Yes, Devin Noalee.
So apparently my mom missed me the mostest, which I guess makes...
Oh, jeez.
Oh, hi, Leah on Facebook.
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, holidays, it happens. I had a 3-day weekend, so I went out of town.
And she sent me a picture. I was going to share it last week. It was gorgeous where she was. Mm-hmm. I kind of tell people where you were. She was in St. Augustine.
Yes. No, yeah, that's fine. I was in St. Augustine. Yeah, my laptop is plugged in. Thank you, Kay. The last time there was some technical difficulties because I was not plugged in.
Hey, Kay. So. It's always fun. I got into a discussion yesterday with somebody about our tree, my tree, it's my tree, don't change anything. And the discussion was interesting. And it a lot of times when you see people on a Facebook post and they're saying that they couldn't do WikiTree because people kept changing their profiles. Mm-hmm. And I was like, collaborative genealogy isn't for everybody. And that's what WikiTree is. You want people to make changes to the profile that you're curating and managing. So I just thought I would mention that.
Yeah. But and also if you think about it, we're all cousins. They're all our ancestors. They're all our cousins. Yeah, so why not collaborate together on the profiles to make them even better than they could be? Like Gina was saying, having a different set of eyes or guest star on Wednesday, it just makes it that much better. Sometimes there can be headbutts every once in a while, but we have talk it out. Mistakes are unintentional, honor code. Collaboration.
Collaboration. Oh my gosh. Collaboration. What is this one? Wait.
The
Connect-a-thon, yeah. Connecting all those things. So I thought I just wanted to share that right off the bat. I didn't even warn Sarah I was going to do that. It was a really good conversation. It's the best Facebook conversation that has ever happened about WikiTree's collaborative aspect when somebody says they don't like it. And there were lots of people who were very, very nice who came in and gave both sides of their side, both sides of that story. It was interesting. So we have one person working on Australia. What's Benjamin talking about? Who wants to?
What you were talking about?
Yeah, look after their own family. Yeah. Well, I want to look after my own family too, but I also want you to help me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just always remember that collaborative genealogy isn't for everybody.
Yeah. We can try to sway people into enjoying collaborative genealogy, but just sometimes, we try and then
it's hard. There's been a paradigm shift in genealogy, and that is to collaboration because we're all so interconnected now. We're all so interconnected, and WikiTree is just so well positioned to take advantage of that. And you can see that in some of these other companies who are starting to try and do their own global WikiTree. So
yeah, and it's just a part of things becoming online, and we're sharing everything anyway. The internet has changed genealogy. So
yeah. Benjamin goes on to say that it's nice to be the manager of your own family kits, because then when people contact you about it, you'll hear about it. Well, you can also see that in your family news feed. If somebody's working on one of your surnames, it'll show up in your news feed. So that's another way.
Yeah. I just want to say hello to Gunnar from Sweden. Thank you for watching, Gunnar.
Hey, Gunnar.
And then we also have John Tyner. Hello, hello. Thank you
for
watching.
John. I know you.
Oh, well, yeah, you know him?
I know him. He sent me a note this week. It was very sweet, very nice. Yes. Positive reinforcement. Guess what, Sarah?
I think so. He said, Thomas says he generally trusts the folks on WikiTree to be much more responsive to reasonable communication than others on other collaborative trees. Yes, because I think it's our honor code, just the kind of community we're setting forth to start with, and that's what Chris set it up that way, and it's working. So
it is working.
It
is working. Janine's getting in her whole thing about from Middle Tennessee. John Tyner's watching from Ireland.
Oh, from Ireland?
Yes.
That's cool. I love when people watch around from not, the United States and this side, the other sides of the globe.
I'm looking for my Canadian friends. Let's see. I don't see all the regular Canadian people. They must be off doing. There is a big conference going on right now in Canada, so they may be off doing that this morning. So I'll forgive them.
Okay. So why don't we go ahead and
question of the week?
We have a pretty interesting question of the week. Kind of coincides with the Memorial Day in the United States last week. I don't know if it was. Forgive my ignorance. I don't know if it was. I think it's just United States Memorial Day. I don't know if it coincided with anything else. But this is what the question of the week.
The question of the week was, and last week was Memorial Day, where we talk about the people who, like I said in the LiveCast last week, is the people who didn't make it out of their uniform. They were they died in service. So the question of the week for this week was, do you have any ancestors who died fighting for their country? And I'm going to start with the last page here. There were 27 answers. And twin brother of my maternal grandmother, and this is from Frank Jacek. They didn't tell him how he died, but a lot of times in the work that I did with the Canadian Casualty Identification Team, the families still have the letters that the commanding officers sent home after they're officially notified with very little information. And this fellow was actually shot in the head doing his duty protecting a tank. That's a couple of miles outside of Moscow. Lots of people on WikiTree have very close relatives who fought in World War I and World War II, which I find interesting. You would think that we are the generations haven't caught up with us yet. And lots of great pictures. This is a sad one. Joe Peitzker was a reconnaissance photographer in the famous Flying Tigers of World War II. He re-enlisted and was killed in an airfield accident in Birmingham, Alabama. That's sad, but there's a great picture. My husband's uncle, Vic Farrell, was killed in Italy in September 1944. The family received a telegram and then a letter from his commanding officer saying that he died instantly. The half-brother of my father died. He was executed by the German Gestapo. Albert Mays, the name of the market in my village, is named after him. He was in Belgian resistance and was betrayed. He was kept in prison for a while and then killed. We have a couple of POW stories in here. Let's see. Born in Sullivan County, New York, my great uncle Clint Bismer enlisted in Company H, 143rd New York Infantry, Sullivan County Regiment. He died in Nashville, hospital number 14. Interesting. He was in the Union Army. Woo, don't get sick me doing that. Going back to page number 1. Let's see. British Army Samuel Buck, who I've mentioned times before, died in a German POW camp after being caught in Calais. Let's see. August Sturenthaler, the man who was supposed to become my great-grandfather, went missing in a battle during World War I in France. He was declared dead in the 1920s, and his girlfriend married a cousin. At the war memorial in his hometown, they put the name of his brother by accident. It's interesting. Another great picture of Master Sergeant Claire Alexander Chick Lovelace, who was killed on May 29th, 1945 in Guam. He was in a B-29 that was shot down off the coast of Japan. That's from Alexis Nelson. Alexis, if you're here.
Is she here? I don't know if I saw her. Maybe she's quiet.
That's her dad. This is her dad.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Alexis.
Hey, Alexis. Oh, no. Oh, yes. So let's see. And there was another one that I thought was interesting. Surprisingly few from this is Thomas Caroline. And this is a lot of people who said, I don't have a lot of direct ancestors who died while serving. And Thomas is one of those. Surprisingly few, at least in the more recent generations. My family has significantly more stories about men who came very close to dying in military service, but who managed to survive with a bit of luck. And then on one side of my family, there are multiple ancestors who ended up immigrating specifically to avoid military service. Personally, I can't think of any direct line ancestors who died in the military, but I think my great-great-granduncle, a Jacob Caroline, died while serving in the Civil War, but then again, it may have just been from injuries or illness. I have a Civil War, my 5th great-grandfather, Wiley Wilburn, was at Fort Wagner or Battery Wagner in Charleston during the battle that took place that's represented in the movie 1776 with Matthew Broderick. And he, after that battle, he deserted, just disappeared. Nobody knew where he was. He didn't go home. He just disappeared for months and then reappeared with his unit. I guess he just had to get his head straight after that horrible battle. But he was stationed in Charleston during the entirety of the Civil War. And then at the end of the war, he got sick. We don't know what he had, but he was put on a train as the Union soldiers were coming towards Charleston at the end of the war. They shipped everybody to the end of the rail line, and he died in, I believe, Camden, South Carolina. It took me a long time to find him, but he's really the only direct line descendant that I have that I think.
Yeah, Kay brought up, she said, didn't more people die of disease than battle, Civil War? Yeah. I know my 4th, 5th great-grandfather, he got the measles. He didn't die, but he went insane and came very close. But didn't pass away.
Wow. Well, that explains some things about you.
Yes.
That was very bad. I'm so sorry. Sarah. See, Revolutionary War. This is from Lisa Hazard. My great uncle Bill Jett died in the Pacific in World War II. And again, these are uncles and stuff. That's still close enough. That's very close. Here's an interesting one. Joseph William Balmer, my mother's stepfather, was an Oberstfebel and a member of the Panzer Troop of the German Wehrmacht in World War II. He was killed in action near Niederwert in the province of Limburg in the Netherlands during Operation Market Garden as a tank commander of a Panzerkampfwagen 5 Panther. So it's interesting. We don't often hear a lot about the Germans who were killed in that battle or that in the war. So Dieter, it's really nice to see this beautiful cross here for Joseph Wilhelm. Nice. And then Susan Ellen Smith has, unfortunately, yes, and she's got a whole list of people that were killed, like the Battle of Fredericksburg, Gettysburg. She's got lots of Civil War stuff. Anyway, there's more. There's a beautiful picture of Master Sergeant Benjamin Burton Baldwin, who was killed in action in the May massacre during the Korean conflict. From Carol Baldwin, that's a beautiful picture of him and a nice picture of his headstone. So there were lots and lots of great answers to the question of the week this week. Interesting.
Yeah, Betsy says it's frustrating when you can't pinpoint a death date.
Yeah.
For them. So thank you. Those are our questions. That was our question of the week. Thank you, everybody. Seems like there's a lot of people in the chat who actually answered it. So thank you. We always love hearing all of your stories and responses. Oh, and then we also had June pop in. Hello, June. So I guess we'll go ahead to our profiles of the week. I'm excited for our profiles of the week this week, to be honest, because it's
who?
Our profiles of the week, they're artists. We're doing artists. Our featured one, Frida Kahlo.
I love Frida Kahlo.
I know. So do I. So they're 20th century artists. So Frida Kahlo. I actually started reading a book about her. Very interesting. She was born in Mexico, but her father is actually from Deutschland, and he changed his name and all of that when they moved to Mexico so he could fit in. So that was interesting to me. And she has a very interesting story. So she does a folk art style to explore questions of identity, post-colonialism, gender, class, and race. And her artwork is beautiful. I love Frida Kahlo. I have to finish that book. And her art is described as surrealist and magical. Wait, what are you saying, Max?
Have you seen the movie Frida?
No, I actually haven't.
That's a really good movie.
I need to watch it. Yeah, she's an interesting lady, but she had lived an interesting life. So she did a copy of a Frederick William Burton painting of her daughters in 1840. So yeah, nice. So that's our main featured art profile of the week. Okay, we have a whole bunch of other ones. It's exciting. We have a few. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 of them. Are you guys ready? And please forgive me pronouncing all of these. Some of them are going to be rough. Like this.
Did you see what Thomas wrote? I posted it.
No, I'm not. I don't have my split
He said there should be a pronunciation guide for all the bios except for one. Here we go.
Yeah, and then Ben said I do pretty well with pronunciations sometimes.
I think she does a great job.
I try.
It's endearing. It's endearing. It may not be endearing to the people whose names you're pronouncing, but they're not here.
Mm-hmm. So we have Moshe, or Mark Chagall.
There you go.
From Russia, Russian Empire, died in France in 1985. Let's see.
Me too, June.
I'm not familiar with him. I don't know if anybody else is.
Mark Chagall, yes, I'm familiar with him.
So apparently there were some pictures of his that were produced following the fiasco in Paris before the World War. And it doesn't say, I guess I wouldn't know what to exactly describe his art as. It doesn't say in his. Let's look at his Wikipedia page. Now I'm obviously more abstract.
And
modernist.
Cubist a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. And to have to read more about him. So okay, who's next? Marie
Sylvester Andreessen.
Oh, look, there's a pronunciation. Whoever did that.
That would be our good friend Thomas.
Yay, Thomas. I wonder, so if I click that, I think I said it right, Andreessen. Yep. Good job. Oh, did I close it? Oh, poo. Let's go back.
Oh, poo?
Okay. Oh, poo.
Yes. Language, Sarah.
Well, it's better than other things I could say. So, so born and died in the Netherlands. He went to schools in Amsterdam and Germany. He belonged as a sculptor to the second generation of the group of figurative abstraction. So he has a pretty good bio. And after the war, he became the most wanted sculptor for statues of war victims, Holocaust victims for war monuments. And he received an award for his sculptures. And this is his most well-known sculpture, Docker. Which recalling the February strike of February 25th and 26th in 1941. The first and only massive and open protest against the persecution of the Jews in occupied Europe. Very cool. I know some of the artists on this, but this is another one I'm not familiar with. And also, while we are discussing, please tell us who you're most closely connected to. Picasso. I enjoy Picasso. He has a lot. I feel like he has more names than that. I think one of the things was, I don't know if all of them are actually on his birth certificate, but apparently he has a really long name. Pablo Diego Jose Francisco Picasso. From Spain. One of the most famous modern painters, sculptors, and pioneering the style known as Cubism. I was very sure everybody is. So apparently Picasso's art is often broken into periods, many based on the primary palette he used. That's cool. I didn't know that. His best known is his blue period, called both because of the colors he used and because he was dealing with the very dark emotions, which were reflected in his art. And then he also had a rose period, came after the Depression had passed and involved warmer colors. I didn't know that he had different faces. Interesting. Oh, look, here's his full name. Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno Maria de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. There we go.
Woo! That
Spanish I can do.
Very well.
Spanish I could do. I enjoy Picasso. I know my mom doesn't like. My mom's not a Picasso fan. So we have Meta Fuller. Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder if maybe I'm connected to her because Pennsylvania, and Fuller is also one of my surnames, but
I'm 23, so you must be somewhere around there.
Oh,
but so it goes up the other side of my family. I don't normally match you on that side.
Okay, so she was an American sculptor notable for celebrating Afrocentric themes. She also painted, designed theater sets, and wrote poems. Before being known for her native country, she was already well-known sculptor in Paris, where she was the protege of Auguste Rodin. That's interesting. Next, we have, it's another one that's going to be interesting. Sigrid Hertgen. Oh, look, there's a pronunciation.
You were 25 from Meta Fuller, just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
Here are we on now?
I was trying to read the.
On the.
I don't know if you guys can hear it.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I know that. Like when I had that other Wednesday when I tried to play video and nobody could hear it. So she was an She was an expressionist painter. I thought it was a she, but then I doubted myself for a moment. Born in Sweden, her teacher Matisse praised her fine sense of color. Her background as a graduate of the Stockholm School of Arts, Crafts, and Designs.
You're 30 from her through your dad.
Ooh, it's usually through my dad. I do like Henry Matisse, so it's cool that she was a student of his. Definitely, you can see the similarities, definitely. And she also married a painter as well, a painter colleague, and they lived in Paris, traveling frequently in France and Italy. Oh, Henry Matisse is also on our list, so we'll get to him as well. So we have Barbara Hepworth from England, sculptor. Let's see. Apparently she went to, she had a music scholarship and she was accepted into Leeds School of Art on the scholarship. And apparently she never went by her given name, which was Dame. And she entered the Prix de Rome for sculpture, but the prize was won by John Skeeping, another English sculptor. And yeah. Modernism, modern sculpture. I've never heard of her before either. And I was an art major. Sometimes I disappoint myself. Okay. We have Ida Uthwaite from Australia. Benjamin, are you familiar with? Well, then Thomas also worked on this one. And then look, the pronunciation guide. You can always count on. I wish it just told me there how it was pronounced, though.
So you wouldn't have to follow links and go and do stuff.
Be like, for a little note, Sarah, this is pronounced like this. Just a note for me. That's all. So she was an Australian fantasy illustrator of children's books and worked predominantly with pen and ink or watercolor. Her work mostly depicted fairies. Now I'm excited. How do I not know her? No, I know her work. I do know her work. I guess I just didn't know her name because I love fairies. Okay. This is my favorite profile so far. I hope I'm mostly closely connected to her. Am I? Am I, Meg?
Who is it?
Ida.
Oathwaite?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You are 29 from her.
Darn. Too far.
Yeah.
Okay. That's exciting. That was a little Easter egg.
Your mother is telling you that you have a fairy book and that she might be in that fairy book.
Probably. Yeah, I have a whole I have, if you guys were to see my house, I have so many fairy sculptures and books and everything. I'm a little bit fairy obsessed, so
Thomas, and there's a conversation going on while you're talking about this, about the work that Thomas has been doing, trying to help you with the pronunciations. And interesting here that they've been working on this stuff, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's also beneficial for not just me who struggles with phonics in general, but yeah, for people who aren't from the country, who wouldn't know even where to begin on. Sometimes letters are pronounced differently in different countries. So it's nice having those pronunciation guides. Definitely. Thank you, Thomas. I really appreciate you doing that. So Henry Matisse, why don't we have any of his pictures?
You're 27. I have a Henry Matisse that I bought at a yard sale. Now, I know it's just a reproduction, but how fun would it be?
We're going to look at his stuff really quick because that's cool. He does some cool stuff. Let's look at Google. I like him. What do you have? What's the?
I'm looking to see if you've got. It's a picture of a room.
A room?
A blue room.
Blue.
Like it's kind of like go down.
I was gonna look at blue room.
It's kind of like you see the one of the kitchen there with the bowl.
Oh, this one?
It's very similar to that, except it's in really dark hues of blue. But it's very similar to that. I love it. It's hanging in my living room.
Blue room. Let's see. Like this one?
Not that one, but I'm looking. It's got a bed in it. It's this one. It's this one. Far left, far left. There you go.
This one?
Yep.
This is what Mags has in her house.
Yep. I do.
So Henry Matisse. So Impressionist, and he was introduced to Impressionism in the work of Van Gogh by Peter Russell. And also changed his style, because if you see, he has more like abstract stuff than like the rooms.
Yeah.
Like that. So
you were 27 from him.
Oh yeah, creating cut paper collages. So
he
did that after complications, which led him to be chairing bedbound. So he started creating paper collages.
Again, through your dad.
Yeah, usually through my dad. Ooh, Japanese. But she was born in California. Ruth Asawa.
Very good job with that one.
Well, I also know Japanese. A little bit.
Because you lived there for a while.
Yes, I did. For a fun fact for anybody who didn't know.
And you're 20 degrees from Ruth.
Interesting.
Through your dad.
So she's a daughter of Japanese immigrants, Umakichi Asawa and Haru Yasuda. She never went to Japan during her early life. Let's see, I was trying to see. Apparently she studied with Joseph Albers at Black Mountain College. He was born in Germany. And she created several crochet wire sculptures in abstract form, from baskets to biomorphic forms that hang from the ceiling. I guess we have to look her up. I guess this one kind of shows her work a little bit, but I feel like we should look her up as well. Ruth Asawa. Because why not? I like those.
Ooh, Sarah's excited.
I like those. They're cool.
Yeah. I love the installation in the photograph to the right.
This one?
No. Like in the black, the one on the far right.
Hold on.
The black background. There you go.
This one? Oh yeah, the one I opened. Yeah. Yeah, I like that one too. That's really cool. So she died in 2013 in California. So very cool. Okay, and we have our last one, another one of my favorites. One of my mother's favorites as well. Georgia O'Keeffe.
Let's see. You are 22 from Georgia O'Keeffe, and I am. Ooh, where did she go? I lost her. 20.
20.
Through my mother.
So if you guys are familiar with her, she does flowers, and she also does she did a lot of, as you can see here, dead things with like bones and stuff as well.
Landscapes. I have 3 or 4 books on her. I have printed museum posters that I have of her that are in my house. I have stamps that were of the flower there, the red flower, the poppy. I have the stamps that the U.S. Post Office put out. I have that framed with a picture of her. I have a picture. This is no, I'm not a fan.
Max is gone. I just popped in to look at the screen.
This is her hand.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me that. You have a picture of her hand.
Alfred Stieglitz took that. And I have had lunch with her.
That is so cool.
Back in the early 80s, before she passed away, she came and did a sabbatical at my university where she taught back in the 19 teens. And I was doing a lot of photography at the time. So I was up in the photography studio, and there were a whole group of us that got together and had lunch at this big table. And I had no idea who she was, but she was at our lunch table every day. Isn't that cool?
That is, yeah, I'm jealous. I saw some of her stuff in museums. I really like them. So, and I was first introduced to her actually by my art teacher in elementary school. That was
wow.
First. Yeah, she was a big Georgia O'Keeffe fan, so she introduced us to her at that. So,
I went to an exhibition in Washington D.C. before she passed away, and actually saw the painting of the clouds. And that is one of the most incredible paintings. It was humongous painting.
Here.
Is that in there?
That's on checking. Just pictures of her. She was a pretty lady too. So
yeah, she was stunning.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are all of our profiles of the week. That was really exciting, I think.
Yeah. Well, and I knew you would have more fun with this week because of your love of art and your experience. So that's cool.
It's funny how I'm closest to the Jep and the Ruth Asawa.
Ruth, yeah.
I think that's it. Always surprises me which one I'm most closely connected to. 22 from did my mom?
Dad.
Always my dad. Always my dad.
His mother.
Rita Kahlo from my dad.
Ben Molesworth and your mom were having a whole conversation about the fact that she has no interesting people in her. And he says, "Oh, but you married into one that has great connections, so that's okay."
Exactly. I'm looking at all of them now. Well, I think it's also one of the problems with my mom is, the one side is Italian and Spanish that I haven't 100% finished. That's harder to connect to the tree. And then the Pennsylvania, I think just because my dad is from the South, so it's easier to have the connections are closer usually.
She says that all of her people are from Mars.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. By the way, she agreed with you when you were talking about my ancestor being insane, how that makes sense. She agreed with you. By the way.
She paid me to say that, by the way.
I believe it. Okay, so now let's look at the photos of the week. I think one of the most disappointing things last week was not being able to look at the photos of the week. I mean, I ended up looking at them later, but sharing them.
You didn't get to hear Mindy going through them all. She did them.
Yes. I know everybody also likes all of my reactions to all the photos as well. So they're eating lollipops. Okay then. Okay. Oops. So we have 26 of them. The theme is summertime. Because the first day of summer, well, at least on the northern hemisphere, the first day of summer is next Sunday. No, the following Sunday. And I guess it's the first day of winter. I'm sorry, Benjamin. First day of winter for you.
And the fever is high.
That's a cute one. I wonder what she's pointing at. Maybe
look at the tiny little itty bitty. Oh my goodness.
That's really cute. There's probably an adult figure apparent on the other side of her.
Or a bird.
Or a bird. Who knows?
It could be a puppy or a horse.
A puppy in the tree.
It's a mouse. She jumped up into the cart because there was a mouse, and she's pointing at the elephant that is jumping away from the mouse as well.
That is an elaborate story that might be possible, but highly unlikely. Swimming in the Kali River. In Australia? That's fun.
Is that from Benjamin?
No, Kelly Blight. Benjamin, why don't you share any photos? I don't think I've seen one. The Lancashire.
Lancashire.
I know, that
Lancashire.
one always messes me up. I don't know why.
Lancashire.
That Shire one. The Shire ending.
It's like Worcestershire.
Looks like they're drinking alcohol, maybe? It looks like they got some bottles. Or maybe they're just drinking water and soda. Who knows?
It does say teas behind them. TEAS on that.
Oh, teas. Maybe they're just drinking tea.
Yeah, with a little splash.
Yeah, or a Long Island iced tea where it's not really a tea at all.
Long Island iced tea.
That's a cute one. She's posing on the fence. I like her shoes.
Saddle back shoes. That's a nice, fun picture.
Mm-hmm.
Smiles.
Yeah. That is cute. That is so cute. It's kind of like it's supposed to be summer, but
well, you would have a scarecrow in your crops during the summer because it would be keeping the birds out of your crops.
But this also looks like Halloween. Like they're dressed up for Halloween.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I'm curious. Where's Jillian well, it looks like there was a competition. So maybe it is during the summer and they just had a competition.
Fancy dress competition.
Ocean plunge. That's a good one. Looks like one of them's about to push the other one in the water. My sister, there's actually, oh my gosh, I should have uploaded it. My sister and I have a photo of us doing that. Just literally in a bucket.
But I bet you didn't have a hand crank well.
No, it was one of those crazy daisies things where the water would shoot around in a flower. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but yeah. And that was Betsy. Thanks, Betsy, for sharing that photo.
There's an interesting conversation that's been going on in the background that I haven't been posting a lot about, but I've been following it. And Thomas Kerneline's been talking about finding these families where he thinks that they're Icelandic witches. And so he's been having this conversation this whole time. So I just thought I would share that with you.
Okay. Yeah. Always interesting conversations going in the background. Yeah, apparently Benjamin says it's already winter there.
Yeah.
At the beach.
At the beach.
That's where I was last weekend. I was at the beach.
St. Augustine.
Yeah. I managed to not get a sunburn. I stayed under the umbrella and used a lot of sunscreen. I need sunglasses. I like the title of that.
What is it?
Huh?
What does it say, the title?
I need sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
But they're squinting. Let's see. Oh!
That was back when the women's swimsuits and the men's swimsuits were the exact same.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you think she was going to do a dive off of their arms into the water? Maybe.
Pretty shallow water for a dive.
Well, I mean, who knows what they were going to do? Oh, look at this one. Another wagon.
Another wagon. It's a little bit bigger wagon this time.
Yeah. I can actually sit down in it. The other one, she can only stand up. Oh, it's duplicated. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Janine! Thank you, Janine. I know Janine is watching too. That's cute. Where is that? It doesn't say. Where was that taken, Janine? I think she said where she is, but I'm not. My memory. Oh, she's playing with her little sand toys at the beach.
Mia Fournier.
Fournier. Getting better with
interesting that it's a private. It's listed as private, but it's displaying.
Oh, because I think this is a WikiTree.
Oh, okay.
She posted a picture of herself.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Assumption, Illinois.
Bill always posts a lot of photos of Assumption, Illinois. I always see that city name a lot. He looks like he's about to go. Looks like he's in some swimwear, maybe, or some summer kind of outfit.
Or is that a she?
No, it says Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. Sorry.
Age 4.
Daniel. Dan. That is a really cool name, Sarah.
It is a cool name. We have Teresa Nanik. She's in her summer gear.
A light and airy, flowery dress.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Sheila Balfour, Canada.
Bonne fête du Canada.
Ooh. This is an interesting one. Zoom in. They're on. Wow. I wish it was big. Like, I wish the image was bigger itself so it could be clear. Looks like they're like they're definitely posing for sure. That's really cool. I like that one.
Massive sailing ship.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime in Australia.
On the Ripple, 1903.
Janine says we used to go east to visit relatives. I think it was in Fall Creek, but not sure if it's in Tennessee or not, where she lives now.
I was gonna say Tennessee. I was pretty convinced Tennessee was the location. This one's a fun beach one. It's chilling, letting the water sink you in the water. Letting the water sink you in the sand.
Ugh. I don't like that.
No?
No, I don't like stuff squishing between my toes. No. Wow.
1872.
That's an old photograph.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime fun. Look at how many clothes they are wearing.
That's too many clothes for the summer. That's all.
And they're leaning up against a boat.
Oh, yeah. It's a family summer outing in 1872. Very cool.
Suffolk.
In Texas. That baby looks like she's about to fall over.
Or trying to get away.
Yeah.
I want my picture taken with these siblings of mine.
All of them look miserable. All 3 of them look miserable. Oh, that was the last one, guys.
No!
That's it.
No.
Let's look really quick on the G2G baby that we have some. We usually don't have time, but today we have a little bit of time. We can check the G2G post.
Because Mindy's not telling us about the challenge this week.
Yeah, well, because we don't. It's a rest week. We have to let our WikiTrees rest. Take a break.
Everybody can go to the beach.
Yes. So, well, they're talking about the T's.
Mm-hmm.
On this one. Oh, look, this is one we didn't see. Joyce, she shared this one.
90 years, my father accumulated a lot of things. That hat must have been one of them.
Well, apparently she was 17 in this picture. Summer of 1943. I don't think this one we saw either.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did? Oh, we did. Well, then this little baby there. Oh, wait. So the village had a summer fete every year, and we competed in all sorts of classes, flower arranging, mini gardens, baking. This shows our entries for the fancy dress competition. I am the scarecrow. I didn't know the scarecrow. I thought it was just a scarecrow. It's actually a person.
That's pretty good. You fooled her, Jillian.
I just thought they were standing next to a statue. I was convinced that's what it was.
You thought it was a part of the backdrop.
Yeah, I
did. There's the elephant.
Elephant. The elephant that the little girl was pointing at.
Yep. Mom and Dad and
that's Mark Weinheimer.
Oh.
It appears to be a typical San Diego summer day. Lots of fog, but still warm enough to swim.
Boys being boys.
The bucket.
Thank you, Betsy. Oh, we didn't see this one.
No, we didn't. So farming and manufacturing, Hancock County, Tennessee's. Wife's family farmed, grew tobacco products.
Now look at the mom figure in this photograph.
She's watching the kids.
She's watching the one kid who's turned around saying something to the uncle, or that's kind of funny. Like somebody's getting in trouble there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this one was St. Petersburg, Florida. That's kind of where I am a little bit, close to me at least. Okay. They think the river was the San Tiem River near Jefferson, Oregon.
They're his aunts and uncles. Cool. Little Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. One by Janine. Oh, we didn't see this one. That's a cute, look at her cute little outfit.
Is she wearing a hat?
Who put this one? Marion. Is that a hat? Some kind of something.
No, not near Fort Myers. That's way, way far away. She's in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
You want her address?
Don't give them my address. I don't think people showed up to my house.
They'll be bringing you their own pictures.
You can mail me pictures. Don't
email me.
Email me pictures. Put them on WikiTree. That's the best way. Oh, look, there's another page. Okay, we got this one. We saw that one. Well, this one was in Georgia. I didn't realize. Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia? That's not in Atlanta. There's no ocean in Atlanta.
Look, and their 3 children took a trip. Oh, from Atlanta. I'm sorry.
To Tybee and Jekyll Island outside of Savannah.
I read it backwards. I know there's no beach. I know where Atlanta is.
I'm not sure about that.
I've been there. It's landlocked. Look, the girl pointing at the elephant.
Let's see if she says what she's pointing at. Nope. Oh.
The miserable looking.
The escape baby.
It says Dola looks like she doesn't fully feel safe in the hands of Othel.
No. Mama.
Okay, and that's it.
Wait. That's a pretty picture.
This is the bag.
That's the boy.
It was a hidden, so yeah. That's all, folks. Those are all the photos we have this week.
And wow, look, we have 6 minutes to fill.
Wow. What are we going to do with 6 minutes?
Any questions? Anybody got any questions? Shoot.
Questions.
Give us some questions. They wouldn't ask us questions last week, Sarah.
Of course not. I wasn't here. Any questions,
that was Georgia
comments,
on my mind.
Concerns, inquiries, remarks? Will there be a thon next? Yes, there is one in July. We're doing the Connect-a-thon. I think it's towards the end of the month. Connect-a-thon. Yeah, I think it's the 20th.
I'm not gonna be here. You can't
Why?
do that at the end of the month. I'm
Yeah,
going to be out in the middle of the wilderness.
I think, don't quote me on this, I think it's the 23rd through the 26th. Don't quote me on it, but I feel like that is accurate.
Wilderness. You guys planned this, so I wouldn't be here because I always win.
Well, I think we were also planning on, we were trying to, I think, because I think Dooley was out of town one of the weeks, but so we, yeah. You just gonna have to hop on while you're in the middle of nowhere. Sorry,
I will
Max.
try. I've done that before. I've done this from there before, but not. I didn't stay on for very long.
Oh, John just asked a question for you, Mags.
Yep. Where are you, John? How do I confirm DNA with people who are not on WikiTree? You can still do that, but you just have to say who they are. Even if you just want to anonymize them, you can use initials and say that they are a tester at this company and that they share so much with you. You know, John, that there's a brand new DNA confirmation app in the app store.
Hold on. For me? In the app store? There's an app store?
In our app page.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an app store. Just everything's
free. But it's free. It's free. So if you go to find up here in apps, takes you to this page. Boop, boop. Look, DNA. We actually had, so if you go back through the LiveCast, we had Greg on, I think a month ago, going through his DNA confirmation citation. Wow, that's a lot of words.
DNA it has changed tremendously because now it can do triangulations. So yes,
see, look,
X match, Y match, mitochondrial match. So follow John. Go run up this, get this information up, and just go through the steps, and it'll also give you information on how to do it with somebody who isn't on WikiTree.
Look, he actually has a link to the video. I think with us.
Is it us?
Oh, it is.
It is.
So it was March 27th. So man, I didn't realize it was that long ago. That was.
You're welcome,
wow.
John.
That's like 2-3 months ago now. 2 months. Not that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like last month.
There's a brand new release of it that came out this week. And so go and try and break it and send your notes to Greg so he can find any bugs in it.
But if you break it, you buy it because it is the App Store after all.
And it's free. It's all free.
Free. And Greg's not on. Greg's not on this morning. Sometimes he's on.
Greg is not here. Greg is probably at the Ontario Genealogical Society's conference. That's why I was saying my Canadian contingency isn't here this morning.
So Benjamin has a question. Could you put the tech team, if they could come up with a way that you can do a search for any nearest notables or nearest active member cousins?
That's an interesting idea, Benjamin, but the best thing probably to do would be to post this in G2G and put as a tag it improvements. But I can tell you that may not be something at the top of the list because it may not happen very quickly if you put it in. So
yeah,
question in G2G.
Yeah, because then there is a Jamie who keeps track of all the updates, and there's actually a Trello board where you can keep track, where she keeps track of all of the things that that are suggested and they're currently working on, things that they have completed. I don't know where that is, but I know it's there. But
I do.
It's some I'm not sure where to find it on WikiTree. They have because Jamie's always following looking at those tags, and
I've got it.
And she also there's conversations about things that people bring up weekly. Yeah. So
I've got two.
Okay. So she posted on both Facebook and YouTube, but that's I don't know. Like I said, I know it's somewhere on WikiTree where you could click the link, but that's where.
Yeah, I just put it up, Sarah.
Yeah, I know. But
if you just type in WikiTree Trello, it'll bring it up into a Google search.
Oh, okay. So just Google WikiTree Trello. We love Trello and WikiTree. And so, how long have I been working for WikiTree?
About this long.
Okay, so first Roots Tech I went to was two,
Oh, yeah.
three.
When was that?
Oh my gosh, this would have been my third Roots Tech in February. So two full years, maybe a little bit over 2 full years now.
Has it been that long?
I know. I think yeah,
you've been
2019.
around for about 3 years.
2019 was when they started in March of 2019. Yes, so it's been 2 years. That was my first Roots Tech. Yeah.
She's my roommate.
Yeah, Mags and I are roomies. We were very sad that we could not go and be roomies this February. But next February, hopefully, Roots Tech will happen and we can go and be roomies again. How long is a piece of string anyway? I don't know, man. That big. Depends on the size of the string. That too, you know. Okay. Now unless there's any other pertinent questions.
I have yard work project this weekend that is just gonna kill me. I have to go and prepare the garden that we normally plant vegetables in. We're turning it into a perennial garden.
Ooh.
Lots and lots of work.
Of course, Chris just chimes in. We're about to leave, Chris.
Where have you been, Chris?
Obviously stalking, lurking in the background.
Yeah.
Just in time for us to leave.
Yeah.
Now that Chris is here, we have to go. Sorry.
Bye, Chris.
Bye. Well, so next Wednesday we'll be kicking off our new WikiTree challenge guest, Yvette Hoytnik. Did I do that?
You did good. You did good.
I think I did that pretty well.
Yvette Hoytnik.
Yeah. So we're kicking her off.
She's fun.
So just keep an eye on YouTube and Facebook. I'll be posting the
link,
the video shortly with the time. I know she's in a different time zone, so I'm not 100% if it's at 8 p.m., but I have to look it up and then you'll know. So just keep an eye on everything. And yeah. And so we will see you on Wednesday and then next Saturday. And I believe there's probably a Friday date night next Friday. I know it's every other Friday, but so we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.